I'm consistently amazed at the number of business owners I talk to who don't have a plan for their business. And when you don't have a plan in place for your business, there are a number of pitfalls that you can run into. Number one, you can end up in that bright, shiny object syndrome, where the next sexy thing that pops up is the thing that you chase until the next bright, shiny thing pops up. And before you know it, you're just ping ponging back and forth between different things, and you're never really making any progress towards your goals because you haven't identified your goals. The next challenge with not having a business plan in place is that it reduces accountability. Because again, if you don't have goals in place, then you don't know what kind of progress you're making toward them. The third thing that can happen is that it makes it much, much harder for you to scale your business because you don't have a plan. You don't have a roadmap set out on how you're going to get where you want to go. So having a business plan in place is going to allow you to have that clarity and that direction that you're going to need to move the business forward. It's going to give you that strategic focus, and it's going to provide you the opportunity to measure against benchmarks and milestones. So let's talk about a couple of things that you can do right now, very quick and easy, in order to help you put a plan in place to move your business forward. Uh, so the first thing you want to do is get really, really clear on where do you want the business to be in the next 3 to 5 years. Okay. Now create goals around those milestones. Write them down. All right. Once you're clear on where you want the business to be in the next 3 to 5 years, say, all right, so to get there, what do I need to accomplish in the next 12 months? And then write that down. Once you're clear on where you need to be in the next 12 months, think about, okay, what are the things I need to do in the next 90 days or the next 13 weeks that will propel me and move me forward to achieve those goals that I've set for this year? All right. Now, as you're writing your goals down, you're going to want to make sure they're SMART. And for those of you who don't know, SMART stands for, the S stands for specific, the M is for measurable. The A can actually be a couple of different things. It can be achievable. If you have a team supporting you, it can also be assignable, which is always a nice thing. The R is realistic, and then the T is time bound. We're always going to want our goals to be time bound. Okay. That allows us to make sure that we're on pace in order to achieve them. So now that you've got your goals in place, you need to figure out what are the things that I need to be tracking that are going to tell me if I'm on track or if I'm off track. Okay. So what are your KPIs? What are your key performance indicators? Once you're clear on what the important things to track are, those important KPIs, then start thinking about what are the behaviors that are going to drive those numbers, right? Your KPBs or your key performance behaviors. And the example I always like to use here, because I think everybody understands it, is weight loss. Okay. So let's say that I set a goal, a SMART goal. I want to weigh 205 pounds by December 31st of this year. Okay. It's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, and it's time bound. Okay. So my goal is to weigh 205 pounds by the end of this year. So that's great. But if I just keep stepping on the scale every week, there's no guarantee that that number is going to keep going down. But if I go ahead and identify now what are the behaviors I need to put in place in order to drive my goal, in order to drive my KPI, that's going to make life a lot easier when I get on that scale. So some of the things that I might consider doing would be, keeping a food journal, tracking my calories, um, going to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, not eating after dinner. Maybe I brush my teeth after dinner, right? That's a behavior that I have because it keeps me from snacking before I go to bed. So those are all behaviors that if I follow them and do them consistently are going to have a direct impact on that scale when I step on it, right? So the KPBs, the key performance behaviors, are going to drive directly the number that is going to be the KPI, that key performance indicator. All right. Now that you've got your goals and you've got your KPIs and KPBs in place, take action. Don't wait. This is one of the other things that I see people do all the time. They want to get it perfect. They want their plan to be perfect. Remember, 70% done is better than 100% not done. And anytime that I end up in this situation, in the back of my head, I always hear the voice of my coach and mentor, Tracy Duez, telling me, Eric, you can't steer a parked car. And she's absolutely right. The best thing to do is to get your plan in motion and then test and measure and adjust as you go. So take that time, put that business plan in place, because if you do, it's going to allow you to focus on what matters. It's going to give you the opportunity to celebrate when you reach your goals and your milestones. And you're going to be able to scale your business a heck of a lot faster than you are if you don't have a plan. So, if you're a business owner who knows that they need a business plan, but you just aren't sure what to do or where to start, schedule a free 30-minute call with me and tell me a little bit about where you want to take the business, and we can start working toward a solution for you.